Okay, we are going to talk about the first problem, which is based on databases, and then we are starting with the easy problems. Okay, just we get to the first problem. What's the first problem? First problem is combine two tables. Actually, we are working on the lead code. As you know, that for the lead code is very huge numbers of examples for interviewing with especially for the big companies like the Google, Amazon, other big companies. So it is a very good practice to use the lead code to check your codes and then to verify your codes, okay, and your codes level actually. So, just we starting with the combining two tables for database. This series is including all the easy database questions, and then we are dealing with the first of all the combining two tables. Okay, combine two tables. Let's see what is the problem. Okay, the problem is there's some kind of SQL schema here. The first one is the person table, right? The second one is the address table. Okay, for the first table, we have three columns, which is a person ID, first name, and the last name. The first name and last name are the word char, which means that there are string information inside it. And then the person ID is here is the primary key, which is the type is integer. Okay, in the second table, as you see here, was the address table, and then the address ID is the integer. Person ID here as well is the integer, and the city and state, which are the inside the string characters. Um, and let's see there what is the problem. And the other thing is the other side is here is primary key. Okay, so the write an SQL query for report that provides the following information for each person in the person table, which means that we need all the rows from the person table. Okay, and regardless if there is an address for each of these people. Okay, what does this question mean? This means that we have to get all the person table information rows, and then we have to merge, not to merge, join to the address table if there is an record which is directly related with the person ID, because here the person ID is foreign key, right? I don't know, is there any information here? No, but the foreign key, the person ID is a foreign key here in the address table. Why? How can I understood that? Because there is a one-to-many relation here, which means that one person has a more than one address here, right? Because there's a one-to-many information. The address ID is on the primary key here, so there's a unique address ID. All addresses are unique address ID, but it can be more than one person. This means that one person has a more than one addresses, right? And then, for example, home address or the work addresses or other stuff is not important for us. So the thing is, here we are going to first of all join these two tables, but the problem is here: how can we join these two tables? Okay, the first of all we have to write our here from which table first? Okay, we can first we have to get all the each person's records, right? So we have to first of all write the person table here. Okay, and then some join. I don't know what is join for now, but we can write join at first. Which table? We add this table. Okay, and then how can we join these tables on the person ID here? The person ID is equal to address person ID, right? Because that is the only column that we are connected with to each other, which means that there's a one to many connection, which is because the person ID is here is a unique primary key, and then here is that there's not uniqueness. This means that there's a one to many connection here, one to many connection. Okay, because other ID is here is the primary key, so this is going to be unique. For all the addresses, we have only one unique address ID. Okay, then we join with the person table and address table. How can we join these two tables? Think like that. At the first table is at the left hand side is a person, which is here. Okay, think like that. Okay, at the left hand side is a person, and right hand side we have address. This means that we have to include all of them with the left join, right? Because we have to include all the person, and then if we have any data on the address, if there is no data in the address, this is going to be null value or empty values. Okay, and then which columns we are getting? As you know that from the simple select statement, we have to get the something like that. Or you can also use this statement by using the image with the person P or address A, and then you are going to use P dot person ID and address something like that. Okay, so the problem is here is getting the all data from person, which is the first table, and then this is the left join, which means that get the left part of all the tables and join with the address table. So just check it first. Run the code. Cool. It's accepted. And what is runtime? Was it about 107 milliseconds? And submit it. Cool. This means that we are going to join with the left hand side table with the right hand side address, and then we'll get all left table and join with the other table. Okay, this is the first submit, and then it's okay, and it is accepted, right? And then runtime is 397 milliseconds. Okay, then what can be another solution? Think on that. The other solution can be okay. For example, if you have some kind of records in the person table is about only 10 or maybe 100, is not important. So, and then if you're going to record in the address table is 1/10 or 100 over 10, 1 over 100 of the first table. So you can change this table order. What does this mean? Okay, I'm going to combine the address table with the person table. Okay, what is going to be joined? Yeah, what is this joint is going to be? And do I need to change this statement? No, because the only connection between those two tables, right, is the person ID, which is in the address in the person ID and the person ID. So this, you don't need to change this statement, but you should use this statement in the different way. Like you can use here as like that. It's the same. Is that important? Okay, but which join? That join is okay. No, I don't think so because retro means that here you have to combine, you have to get all the records in the address table and then you have to join the person table. But we don't need that, right? Because in the problem, we said that you have to get all the person records, then they get the address information if there's exist in the address table. So the other solution can be here is right join, and then we can run code. So, right, this is accepted, as you see, and then submit it. Cool. So we are good, right? And then just see for the description here. The first one is the which we have a two table joining, which means that we have to get all the records from person table, and then join with the second table, and then we are which join we are going to use as right or left join. Maybe someone say that is outer join, but outer join is actually doesn't mean that. Okay, for example, here left join, we see that you have to get all the records from the first table, right? And then also including in second table. And then the left join without the where key is also different. You see here, which means that only a table. Okay. And then there's a right join here, which means that we combine get all the records from B, and then if the connection is on the keys, right? But if you want to get only the B information, you have to put something where statement here if there is null. Okay, this means that you have to get all the records only for B. So here you see that there is a and B, which means that the full outer join. Okay, and there's a full outer join with there is no intersection between these two keys. So that's the other one. So I think this is a little bit clarification for you to understand the left and right join between these two tables. Thank you.